Hi there. My name is Suri Crowe, and you're watching my first episode of Adventures of the Very, Very Rich and Famous. The following clips are sponsored by you, the average American taxpayer.
How much does it cost Mark Zuckerberg every day to keep his mega yacht floating? This is Launchpad, and Zuckerberg took delivery of this 390-foot mega yacht in 2024. She was built by Fedship and is the 44th largest yacht in the world. She's powered by quad MTU engines, delivering a total of 23,384 horsepower. This allows her to reach a top speed of 27 miles per hour. She can host 26 guests in 13 staterooms and requires a crew of 48 to operate it. A support yacht travels with her, which is a 220-foot, $30 million support vessel built by Damen Yachting. It carries his wakeboat, submarine, Porsches, and other toys. To run this operation, it costs $90,411 per day, and that doesn't include the purchase price of the yacht.
Sweet, right? Imagine being so rich that your yacht has its own yacht. And Zach, who, according to Facebook whistleblowers, is busy selling our data to China and cozying up to a dictatorship, all so he can get bigger tax cuts than school teachers do. So let's move on, though, to this next billionaire adventure, Jeff Bezos and the Blue Origin send-off of 6 ladies. His fiancée, Lauren Sanchez, Katy Perry, Gayle King, Carrie Ann Flynn, who I guess is a filmmaker of some type, and Amanda Nguyen, who is an actual astrophysicist, and Aisha Bowe, an aerospace engineer, to the Kármán line, aka 11 minutes near space.
Shepard has cleared the tower.
Tamir's in space.
It's okay. Leave Flynn up there. Flynn, bye.
Flynn, I gotcha. Flynn.
Gotcha. Proud of you, Flynn. Oh, the moon! You guys, I have to tell you, look at the moon. That's amazing.
Wow, look at the blue line.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay. Now it's time to look out that was so much. Oh my God.
Got it?
1, 2, 3. Take up space!
Katy Perry floating around with that Daisy or whatever is freaking hilarious. And who the hell is Tamir, Gail? Who is Tamir? It's I don't know. It was just weird, but I'm also not going to lie. It also looked like so much fun. And I am secretly a little bit jealous. And then there was the sort of movie set theatrics of it all when the capsule landed back here on planet Earth, where Jeff Bezos ran out, apparently taking a faceplant on the way, which is just freaking comical, to release the capsule door. However, well, just watch this next part.
Watch them open the pressurized capsule from the inside, not knowing that it's not cue time yet. And then you have the staged part where the media shows you all over the news that they're waiting for the guy to open the hatch.
Good? Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Here goes Jeff Bezos to open the hatch.
Oh. She didn't really close it again. Come on out, guys.
And once again, you've been fooled, people.
So it's just not very scientific looking when you fake a door opening like that. And indeed, this mission was absolutely shredded back here on Earth. Katy Perry got absolutely roasted by the official Wendy's account with memes like, can we send her back? And this isn't what we meant by STEM research. And Nina Turner posted, if Jeff Bezos can send Katy Perry into space, he can basically afford to pay a wealth tax. So every American has debt-free healthcare. And I mean, the memes just went on for days. And then there was this guy ripping, I think he was ripping Katy Perry, I think. But anyway, really funny.
Diva, you're not supposed to go to space for literally no reason, girl. You're not supposed to do that and spend $11 million when people can't afford groceries, when the markets are crashing, Miss Boots. You look really out of touch, Miss Mama. You're gonna go to International Space Prison, girl.
That's right, mama. And then this article in the Daily Beast, honest to God, had me laughing, like snorting out loud. It's written by the Daily Beast editor, Joanna Coles. And the headline, first off, Lauren Sanchez in space was Marie Antoinette in a penis-shaped rocket. And then they've got the photo of her floating around in her Marie Antoinette costume. And then it goes on to say, in a week where most Americans are trying to figure out whether they can retire before the age of 87, facts on that one, given the latest implosion of their 401ks, Lauren Sanchez, that's Jeff Bezos' fiance, and her sisterhood of the traveling space pants blasted off to explore the vast unknown for 11 whole minutes. This is not, repeat not, a giant leap for womankind. This is an intergalactic episode of Real Housewives meets the Kardashians go to the moon. It's a quick getaway for the billionaire set as 6 gal pals cosplay astronauts in tight blue Star Trek at their very own Cosmic Con. Coles goes on to write, Jeff Bezos, who is sponsoring the flight to gain publicity for his orbital space company, Blue Origin, would like us to applaud this flight as an empowering moment for women everywhere. As if his fiancée sitting in a penis-shaped rocket for the length that it takes to use a Biore strip will somehow solve the maternal mortality crisis in America, the pay gap, the fact that women in science still face more scrutiny than support, or the repeal of reproductive choice. And then she goes on to say, if Sanchez wanted to rescue someone, she could have skipped space and gone to El Salvador to speak up for Kilmar Abrego Garcia. As a third-generation Latina, her high profile and influence could make a difference. I mean, just absolutely freaking scathing article in the Daily Beast there. Can I just say, like, how freaking on brand it is that a billionaire man builds a rocket shaped like a penis? Like, just so freaking on brand. Then there was Gayle King, CBS morning anchor and famously Oprah's bestie, who really came across as surprisingly, or maybe not, tone deaf after her ride into space. Check it out.
The question is, have y'all been to space? Have you been to space? Go to space. Getting dunked on for being earth poor and not being able to afford to go to space is in fact a new level of let them eat cake. I saw people saying, oh, what Katy Perry said was the new let them eat cake. No. This is the new let them eat cake. I even love the face expression. This is the let them eat cake face expression. I mean, have you even been to space? Gail, I've never even been to Washington State, and I'm American. I've never even been outside of the country, except for Canada, which I always say doesn't count because they're basically just nicer, more polite Americans with sane gun laws. I just need them to embrace this let them eat cake. Because what I can't stomach, and I don't think a lot of other people can stomach it anymore either, are these oligarchs and 1%ers trying to rebrand their greed as doing something altruistic or good for humanity. Like, we are done with the fake philanthropist era of the billionaire class. Because at one point she's like, we're doing this for humanity. No, you're not. You did it for your ego and you wasted a lot of resources in the process.
I really like Gayle King and of course, I think the world of Oprah. But I think when you live with so much wealth and fame for so long, you lose touch with reality and what it's like for life for the rest of us. I mean, you just simply can't relate. Someone like Gayle King, she doesn't know what it's like to be me in my shoes every day where I'm like, I don't know which bill I should pay. So, I mean, yeah, like she's just no longer relatable to people like us. And again, I just want to remind everyone that 2 of the women on board are trained aerospace engineers, but the other 3, they're either billionaire wives or very rich celebrities. They're just not like us.
The Women in Science, I wanted to reflect on this Blue Origin all-female astronaut story because we are fighting for our lives here on planet Earth. Katy Perry seems like a nice person. She felt very connected to love during this 11-minute space ride. But a billionaire's private company launching a few women up into space and back down in nice outfits is not going to negate the absolutely horrible things happening to science and women's rights on planet Earth right now. Starting with the firing of NASA scientists, including the woman who was NASA's chief scientist. Multiple high-ranking women in the military have been fired, leaving only men at the top levels of the military. Top women scientists are being fired in the NIH and HHS, and hundreds of millions of dollars in funding has been frozen, including for things like women's health research, because even the word women or female is on a list of banned words that was circulated to government employees in places like the VA and the NIH, but not men or male. So those of us in women's health are not feeling super connected to love right now. Aisha Bowen and Amanda Nguyen I do want to exclude from this because they are actually trained aerospace engineers and research scientists, and Amanda Nguyen is an amazing advocate for people who have experienced sexual assault. But overall, if we actually wanted to advance women's place in the universe, we would take the billions of dollars that were put into Blue Origin and invest into literally anything that would keep us from being dragged forcibly into the distant past where we have no autonomy, no rights, and no potential for research and healthcare. So that'd be great.
Yeah, honestly. So to wrap this episode of Adventures of the Very, Very Rich and Famous, Zuckerberg and Bezos are two of the wealthiest men on the planet. And they have made the decision to cozy up to a madman in Donald Trump just so they can get in on trillion-dollar tax cuts from Republicans, while Medicaid, Social Security, and food stamps are getting thrown on the cutting room floor. Men who are so rich that their yachts have yachts and that they can afford to make penis-shaped rockets, while needy families and children are having their tiny little amount of SNAP benefits cut. But Bezos, again, wants this huge applause for spending billions on a space trip with women, while the Trump regime has fired many, many women. Not only at NASA has he been firing scientists and researchers left and right, but his regime has halted women's health and research studies at the National Institute of Health, at the FDA, because RFK Jr. is a complete loon and conspiracy theorist. So women's health in America, if you haven't paid attention, has gone back to the 1700s. So I think if Bezos was truly interested in advancing women's issues, he'd spend less time on funding Melania Trump's documentaries. True story. That's what he's agreed to do. And more time using his wealth and platform to elevate women and good causes, like his ex-wife, Mackenzie Scott, who is literally giving away her multi-billion-dollar fortune to amazing causes like climate friendly projects, to HBCUs, to women's initiatives, to LGBTQ issues. And the same for Zuckerberg, who, according to an attorney who used to represent him, has turned into a neo-Nazi. This is where these men with crazy, insane amounts of wealth are going. Really, we shouldn't have billionaires, in my humble opinion. Billionaires on their way to becoming trillionaires, like freaking crazy Elon Musk, speaking of space, who doesn't have to leave the planet Earth. If you've seen recent videos, I'll do another take on him and his ketamine addiction. Let me know what you thought about the New Shepard launch. Was it tone deaf? What are your thoughts? I'd love to know what you guys think. Was this the right message to be sending to those of us down here on Earth while our democracy and our Constitution is on fire? My socials are attached below. Please come follow me along. TikTok, Instagram, BlueSky. And I just started a new Substack. I would love it if you guys would support me over there, support my independent journalism. It's really a time when people like me who are out here on our own really, really need support to continue speaking out and doing the work that I do. All right. Remember, courage is contagious. Let's stand up to this authoritarian regime, and I'll see you back here soon. Peace.
Love this video? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch and help us blow past 1 million followers.